In the vast, sun-scorched theatre of the African savannah, the lion reigns as the undisputed apex predator. Yet this crown is not worn lightly. Each day as the golden light spills across endless grasslands, the lion awakens to a world that demands both strength and wisdom. The burden of supremacy is etched into every muscle, every scar, and every cautious glance across the horizon. Its survival is not a matter of mere luck, it's a testament to a strategy forged in the crucible of evolution over countless millennia. The lion's senses are always attuned, ears flicking at the faintest rustle, nose twitching to catch the scent of distant prey or rival. Every step is measured, every decision a balance between hunger and risk. Every roar that echoes across the plains, every powerful stride, and every calculated hunt is part of a larger story. The story of enduring in one of Earth's most demanding environments. The lion's voice is both a warning and a proclamation, a sound that ripples through the air and reminds all who hear it of the delicate balance that governs life here. The lion's existence is a continuous battle, not just for its own life, but for the future of its entire pride. Each member depends on the others, cubs on mothers for protection and nourishment, elders on the pride for food and safety. The weight of leadership falls heaviest on the dominant male and the experienced lionesses who must defend their territory and young from lurking dangers. This majestic creature stands at the pinnacle of the food chain, a position that carries with it an immense responsibility and a heavy burden. From their vantage points, lions scan for both opportunity and threat, knowing that a single misstep could mean hunger for the pride or vulnerability to rivals. The ecological role of the lion is as vital as the rains that nourish the grasslands. Just as the first drops of rain bring life to the parched earth, the lion's presence shapes the destiny of the savannah, guiding the ebb and flow of life. The hunts they carry out are far more than simple acts of predation. They're a crucial mechanism for maintaining the delicate balance of their habitat. Each chase is a test of endurance and strategy, a dance between predator and prey that determines the fate of both. By preying on large herbivores like zebra, wildebeest and buffalo, lions perform an essential service. Their choices ripple outward, shaping the very landscape and the lives of countless other creatures. They control the populations of these grazers, preventing them from consuming the vegetation to the point of destruction. The lion's shadow is a silent guardian, ensuring that the grasslands remain lush enough to support all who depend on them. Without the lion's presence, overgrazing would strip the land bare, leading to soil degradation and an inability to retain precious moisture. The absence of this apex predator would echo through the ecosystem, unraveling the intricate web of life. In this way, the lion is not just a hunter but a guardian of the savannah's health, ensuring the entire ecosystem can thrive. Even in moments of rest, the lion's presence is felt, a silent force that shapes the destiny of the plains. Life on the African plains is dictated by a relentless cycle of scarcity and opportunity. The seasons bring both bounty and hardship, and every creature must adapt or perish. The ground temperature can soar to punishing highs, water sources often vanish for months on end, and the landscape is dotted with thorny vegetation that offers little comfort. The lion's resilience is tested daily as it endures thirst, hunger, and the ever-present threat of injury. In this unforgiving world, every animal's behavior is governed by a fundamental principle: maximize the intake of energy while minimizing the risk of injury or death. The lion's every move is a calculation, a delicate balance between boldness and caution. For the lion, this means every hunt must be carefully considered, every confrontation weighed, and every ounce of energy conserved. A failed hunt is more than a missed meal. It is a drain on precious reserves, a risk that must be justified. Their survival strategy is a masterclass in efficiency, a finely tuned response to the harsh realities of their home. Each member of the pride plays a role, their cooperation honed by generations of shared struggle. The precision of a lion hunt is what sustains the complex social fabric of the pride. The reward of a successful hunt is not just food, but the reaffirmation of bonds that hold the group together. The spoils of a successful chase are not just for the strong hunters who bring down the prey. They are the lifeblood of the pride, nourishing every member from the youngest cub to the oldest matriarch. They are shared among the entire family, from the smallest, most vulnerable cubs to the old and weak members who can no longer participate. This unity is the pride's greatest strength, a shield against the harshness of the wild. This communal system ensures the continuation of the lineage, providing the nourishment needed for the next generation to grow strong and learn the ancient skills of survival. Each lesson, each shared meal, is an investment in the future. The lion's battle is a collective one, fought on behalf of the pride, and its victory is the lifeblood of the savannah itself. In the end, the lion's burden is not just to survive, but to uphold the fragile balance of this wild kingdom, an unending struggle, noble and fierce, beneath the burning African sky. In the heart of the savannah, where the golden grass stretches endlessly and the air shimmers with heat, a pride of lions moves as one. Unlike any other big cat, lions have mastered the art of collective hunting, weaving together their individual strengths into a tapestry of survival. The savannah is a land of open secrets. Prey animals like antelope and zebra are always on high alert, their eyes scanning the horizon for the faintest sign of danger. Here, where cover is scarce and the sun exposes every movement, the lion's greatest weapon is not stealth, but unity. Each pride, often a close-knit family of 10 to 15, becomes a living organism, every member attuned to the others, every movement deliberate. They fan out, forming a crescent, their bodies low and silent, eyes fixed on the distant silhouettes of their quarry. The lionesses, lean and powerful, are the architects of the hunt. Their bodies ripple with anticipation as they slip through the tall grass, each step calculated, every muscle tensed for the moment to strike. Communication is silent but profound. A flick of a tail, a twitch of an ear, a glance exchanged in the golden light. These subtle signals orchestrate the pride's movements, allowing them to flow like water around obstacles, each lioness knowing her place in the unfolding drama. While the cheetah blazes across the plains in a solitary burst of speed, the lion's approach is a slow, deliberate dance. They rely on patience and cunning, inching closer with every heartbeat, their golden coats blending with the sun-baked earth. When the moment comes, it is explosive, a short, powerful sprint, a blur of muscle and determination. But this burst is brief. The lions know that a long chase is futile. Their success depends on closing the distance before the prey can react. The landscape itself becomes an ally. Bushes, rocks, and uneven ground are not obstacles but tools. The pride weaves between them, using every shadow and dip in the earth to mask their approach, drawing ever closer to their unsuspecting target. Scent is a silent betrayer, and the lions are ever mindful of the wind. They pause, nostrils flaring, reading the invisible currents. With a silent agreement, they shift their positions, always keeping the wind at their faces, ensuring their presence remains a secret until the final moment. Timing is everything. The pride often hunts at dawn or dusk, when the low sun casts long shadows and dazzles the eyes of their prey. Moving with the sun behind them, the lions become phantoms, their forms lost in the glare. Termite mounds, gullies, and thick stands of grass are more than features of the land. They are the pride's camouflage. By hugging these features, the lions can approach within striking distance, reducing the gap between hunter and hunted to a matter of heartbeats. Every hunt is a test of patience and discipline. The pride pauses, muscles coiled, eyes locked on their prey. In this suspended moment, the savannah holds its breath, waiting for the silent signal that will unleash the storm. When the plan succeeds, the reward is immense. The pride brings down prey that would be impossible for a lone hunter, sharing the spoils in a moment of triumph that echoes across the plains. The numbers tell the story. A coordinated hunt multiplies their chances of success, turning the odds in their favour 3 or 4 times over what a solitary lion could achieve. This unity allows them to challenge giants, buffalo, wildebeest, even the towering giraffe. Together they can bring down prey that would be unthinkable for a single lion, their combined strength overwhelming even the most formidable adversaries. By sharing the risks, the pride ensures that no single lion bears the full brunt of danger. Injuries are fewer, and the group's survival is secured by the safety of numbers. Most crucially, this strategy guarantees a steady supply of food. The pride's cubs, hidden in the grass, depend on these victories for their very lives, and the group's success means full bellies and a future for the next generation. Yet, the path to triumph is fraught with peril. The intricate dance of the hunt demands flawless coordination, and even a single misstep can unravel the entire plan. If one lion moves too soon, or a tail flick betrays their presence, the prey erupts into flight, and the opportunity vanishes in a cloud of dust. The very size of the pride, their greatest strength, can also be a liability. Too many hunters, and the prey may spot them before the trap is sprung, scattering before the lions can close in. And when the hunt is over, the unity of the pride is tested anew. Competition for the choicest morsels can spark fierce growls and flurries of claws as each lion vies for its share of the hard-won prize. And when the hunt fails, the cost is steep. The pride, spent and hungry, must rest and recover, knowing that every failed attempt is a gamble with survival in a world where every meal is hard won and every day is a test of endurance. In the heart of the savannah, beneath a canopy of whispering grasses and the watchful gaze of the sun, the life of a lion begins in a state of extreme vulnerability. A newborn cub, no larger than a house cat, blinks blindly into a world brimming with peril. Born small, blind and utterly helpless, a lion cub is entirely dependent on its mother for warmth, nourishment and protection. Her body is their fortress, her heartbeat the only comfort in a world they cannot yet see. For the first few weeks, the cubs are hidden away from the rest of the pride, tucked deep within a secluded den, sometimes a dense thicket, sometimes a rocky crevice. Here, the air is thick with the scent of earth and fur, and the only sounds are the soft mewls of the cubs and the gentle rumble of their mother's purr. This isolation is a critical survival tactic designed to shield the fragile newborns from the countless dangers that lurk in the savannah. Every shadow could conceal a threat, and every breeze carries the scent of predators. The mother's life becomes a delicate dance. She must leave her cubs to hunt, her absence a gamble with fate. Each time she slips away, the den grows colder, the cubs huddle tighter, and the risk of discovery by prowling enemies increases. The mortality rate for lion cubs is staggeringly high. Many will not survive the first few weeks, their tiny bodies succumbing to hunger, cold, or the jaws of a passing predator. It is a harsh reality of the wild that over half of all cubs will not see their first birthday. The loss is felt deeply by the mother, who mourns in silence before turning her focus to the living. The threats are relentless. Hyenas prowl the outskirts, their noses twitching for the scent of vulnerability. Disease creeps in unseen, and starvation waits patiently for the weak. Overhead, vultures circle, ever watchful for signs of death. When the dry season arrives, the savannah transforms into a furnace. Prey becomes scarce, and the pride is forced to travel vast distances beneath the punishing sun, their paws raising clouds of dust with every step. For a small cub, these journeys are a trial by fire. Each step is a battle against exhaustion, hunger, and the searing heat. Many stumble, their legs trembling, and fall behind, sometimes forever. Survival is a daily struggle from the moment they are born. Even the wind, carrying dust and grit, becomes an adversary, stinging their eyes and noses as they peer out from the safety of their den. A cub's best hope lies in its ability to learn quickly. Every movement of their mother is a lesson. A crouch signals caution. A sudden stillness means danger is near. Through quiet observation, the cubs begin to decipher the complex language of the pride. They watch from the shadows, absorbing the subtle cues and silent signals that govern their world. A low, guttural sound from their mother is a command to freeze, to melt into the grass and become invisible. The cubs obey instinctively, their bodies pressed flat against the earth. The flick of her tail can mean danger or safety, a silent language passed down through generations. The cubs watch, wide-eyed, and respond as if their lives depend on it, because they do. These lessons are not taught in words, but absorbed through experience. The ability to interpret them correctly is the thin line between life and death. The cubs who are most attentive, who respond with lightning reflexes to their mother's warnings, are the ones who survive the gauntlet of their early months. By the age of 3 months, the survivors are finally introduced to the pride. It is a moment of awe and trepidation as they step into the open and meet the adults whose lives they will one day share. Still too small to join the hunt, the cubs watch from a safe distance. Their eyes track every movement, their minds absorbing the strategies and teamwork of the adults. This period of observation is crucial. Each hunt witnessed, each tactic learned is a building block for their future as hunters and survivors. Yet even now the savannah is unforgiving. Natural selection is a constant, silent judge, and not all will pass its test. Cubs that are slow, clumsy, or lack the sharp reflexes needed to keep up with the group are often left behind. In this vast, burning land, only the fittest survive, and every day is a new battle in a cub's fight for life. Even within the protective circle of the pride, lion cubs face a constant and deadly threat from other powerful predators that share their domain. The savannah, with its vast open spaces and sparse cover, is a perilous arena where danger lurks at every turn. The two most significant adversaries in this fight for survival are spotted hyenas and leopards, each employing a distinct and effective strategy to target the most vulnerable members of the pride. These predators are not just competitors for food, they're active hunters of lion cubs, responsible for a significant portion of the high mortality rate that plagues the early years of a lion's life. The savannah is a battlefield, and the cubs are on the front lines from their very first days. The open plains offer little refuge, and the cubs must rely on the vigilance and strength of their pride to survive. Spotted hyenas, with their powerful jaws and formidable pack structure, are perhaps the most persistent menace. Their eerie, cackling calls echo through the night, a chilling reminder of their presence. Hunting in organized clans that can number 10 to 20 individuals, they are relentless and cunning. Their typical tactic involves a coordinated assault designed to create chaos and confusion. A few hyenas will deliberately distract the adult lionesses, drawing their attention while another group swiftly moves in to isolate and attack a lone, unprotected cub. This strategy of divide and conquer is devastatingly effective. Data from organizations like Panthera has shown that hyenas are responsible for nearly half of all lion cub deaths within their first year. Their persistence and pack mentality make them a formidable foe. Their weakness, however, is their reliance on group tactics. A quick, unified response from the pride can often force them to retreat. The lionesses, with their own brand of group coordination, can turn the tide of battle. The leopard, in contrast, is a solitary assassin that relies on stealth, surprise, and its remarkable climbing ability. Unlike the noisy pack-based approach of the hyena, a leopard hunts in silence. It uses the cover of darkness or dense vegetation to stalk the pride undetected, waiting for a momentary lapse in vigilance. When an opportunity arises, the leopard will launch a lightning-fast attack, sprinting in to deliver a fatal bite to a cub's neck. Its masterstroke is to then immediately drag its prize up a tree, a vertical sanctuary where the heavier, less agile lionesses cannot follow, leaving them helpless on the ground below. To counter these ever-present threats, the lionesses have developed sophisticated defensive strategies. They rely on their own brand of group coordination, often moving in a triangular formation with the cubs safely positioned in the centre. Constant vigilance is paramount, with shared guard duties ensuring that there is always an adult watching over the young. A lioness can issue a low-pitched growl, a specific vocalization that serves as an urgent command for the cubs to instantly flatten themselves against the ground and become nearly invisible. This intricate system of defense is a testament to the powerful maternal instincts that bind the pride together. The lioness's unwavering dedication to their cubs is a beacon of hope in the harsh realities of the savannah. The constant threat of predators is a stark reminder of the delicate balance of life in the wild. Every day is a battle for survival, and the lion cubs must grow quickly, learning the ways of the savannah from their vigilant mothers. The savannah is a place of both beauty and danger, where the circle of life is played out in its most raw and unfiltered form. The lion pride, with its intricate social structure and fierce protective instincts, stands as a testament to the resilience of nature. As the cubs grow, they will learn to navigate this treacherous landscape, guided by the wisdom and strength of their pride. The lessons they learn in these early years will be crucial for their survival and eventual rise to become the kings and queens of the savannah. In the end, the constant threat of predators is a powerful force that shapes the lives of the lion cubs, forging them into the formidable creatures they are destined to become. The savannah is their training ground, and every challenge they face is a step towards their ultimate destiny. The story of the lion cubs is one of survival, resilience, and the unbreakable bond of family. It is a story that unfolds every day in the heart of the savannah, where the constant threat of predators is both a curse and a catalyst for growth. This intricate system of defense is a testament to the powerful maternal instincts that bind the pride together. The lioness's unwavering dedication to their cubs is a beacon of hope in the harsh realities of the savannah. Beneath the blazing sun, where the grass ripples like a golden sea, the lion pride gathers, an unbreakable unit forged by the fires of survival. Here, in the heart of the savannah, the pride's social structure is not just a way of life, but a shield against the relentless challenges of this wild land. Imagine them moving as one, a living fortress, each lion attuned to the subtle signals of its companions, every step and glance a testament to their unity. The pride's organization is a masterpiece of nature, a dynamic network where every member's presence strengthens the whole. These bonds are woven through daily rituals, gentle grooming, affectionate nuzzles, and the soft rumble of contented purrs. Each gesture is a thread in the tapestry of trust, reinforcing the ties that hold the pride together. When the hunt begins, the pride transforms into a seamless team. Lionesses fan out, communicating with flicks of their tails and silent glances, each one knowing her place in the unfolding strategy. Success depends on this cooperation. Every role, from the lead stalker to the flanking ambusher, is vital. At the very core of this living fortress are the lionesses, the steadfast heart of the pride. These females are the pride's foundation, remaining together for life, their bonds deepened by shared struggles and triumphs. They are the tireless hunters, the nurturing mothers, and the vigilant sentinels, each lioness a pillar supporting the next generation. Their watchful eyes never rest, scanning the horizon for threats, while their bodies form a living barrier around the cubs. The lifelong friendships among lionesses create a sense of stability, a foundation upon which the pride's future is built. Together, they move with a harmony born of years spent side by side, their actions synchronized by instinct and experience. The responsibilities of motherhood are shared, the burdens lightened by many caring paws and gentle tongues. When several litters are born, the cubs tumble together in a communal nursery, a creche, watched over by a circle of devoted females. Here, nursing duties are shared, and the cubs are never far from a comforting presence, even if their own mother is away. A cub may find nourishment and warmth from an aunt or cousin, the lines of kinship blurring in the face of collective care. This system of alloparenting is a lifeline, ensuring that no cub is left hungry or unprotected, no matter the circumstances. The cubs are fed, groomed, and guarded by many, their survival odds multiplied by the pride's collective strength. Around the nursery, vigilant lionesses stand guard, their senses sharp, their bodies poised to defend at a moment's notice. The combined vigilance of many is a shield no single mother could provide, a wall of protection against prowling threats. While the lionesses form the inner sanctum, another layer of strength stands at the pride's edge. The adult males, powerful and imposing, are the pride's outer guardians. With their massive frames and thunderous roars, they are living warnings to any who would dare approach. Their presence alone is enough to deter most rivals, their power a promise of swift retribution. While the lionesses hunt and nurture, the males remain ever watchful, their role focused on defense and deterrence. They patrol the boundaries of the pride's domain, their senses attuned to the faintest sign of intrusion. At dawn and dusk, their silhouettes move along the horizon, marking territory and reinforcing the pride's claim. With scent and sound, they declare their presence, roars echoing for miles, a warning to all who listen. These roars are not just noise, but a proclamation of strength, a barrier that keeps rival males and prowling predators at bay. The pride's territory is maintained not by constant battle, but by the power of presence and the unity of its defenders. The might of this living fortress grows with its numbers. In large, stable prides, cubs thrive, protected by many, nurtured by all. Their chances of survival are doubled, their world safer and richer for the bonds that surround them. Milk flows from many mothers, and the cubs are never far from a watchful eye or a gentle paw. Danger is spotted sooner, and the pride's collective strength is always ready to meet it. When threats arise, the pride responds as one, an unstoppable force united in purpose and power. Yet even this fortress has its vulnerabilities. The strength of the males depends on the land's bounty. When prey grows scarce, the balance is threatened. A hungry male may be forced to leave, his absence leaving the pride exposed to dangers lurking at the edges of their world. Until new defenders arrive, the pride must rely on the unbreakable bonds of its lionesses, their courage and unity, the final line of defense in the burning savannah. Section 6. The School of the Savannah, Learning Through Play. In the golden light of dawn, the savannah stirs with the laughter of lion cubs. Between the ages of 2 and 6 months, their world is a tapestry of games and discovery, where every moment is a lesson written in the language of play. Watch as they tumble and roll, their tiny paws flailing, their bodies colliding in a flurry of fur and dust. These seemingly carefree moments are the foundation of their education, each playful leap and pounce a building block for the future. The savannah itself becomes their classroom, stretching endlessly beneath their feet. Here the cubs chase each other through the tall grass, their movements swift and unpredictable, as if rehearsing for the day when the stakes will be life and death. Every mock fight is a lesson in strength and strategy. A cub crouches low, eyes fixed on a sibling, then springs forward in a clumsy ambush. The startled sibling squeals and darts away, only to circle back and return the favour. These games are not just for fun, they are vital rehearsals for the art of the hunt. Under the watchful gaze of their mother, the cubs climb over one another, learning balance and coordination. Their muscles grow stronger with every playful scuffle, their senses sharpened by the constant challenge of outwitting their siblings. This is education in its most primal and effective form, an endless cycle of trial and error, of victories and defeats, all played out beneath the vast African sky. The physical benefits of this rigorous play are profound. Wrestling in the golden grass, the cubs test their limits, pushing each other to grow stronger and more agile with every encounter. Their jaws clamp gently on each other's necks and shoulders, never quite hard enough to hurt, but always enough to teach. These mock battles build the muscle and control they will one day need to bring down powerful prey. Through these gentle bites, the cubs learn restraint, discovering the delicate balance between strength and gentleness, a lesson that will serve them well as adults. Sprinting across the open plains, they chase one another with boundless energy, their bodies growing lean and fast, their hearts and lungs conditioned for the long pursuits that await them. Sometimes their mother's twitching tail becomes the perfect target. With a sudden leap, a cub lands on the moving tip, practicing the precision and timing that will one day mean the difference between a meal and an empty belly. Day by day, their bodies transform. What begins as awkward, uncoordinated movement soon becomes the confident stride of a young predator, each muscle honed by countless hours of play. But play is not just about strength and speed. It is also the crucible in which the cubs learn the intricate social rules of the pride. They watch the older lions, mimicking their gestures and calls, absorbing the unspoken language of the group. Through playful interactions, they learn to read the flick of a tail, the flattening of ears, the subtle signals that govern life within the pride. A cub may bow its head in submission to a more dominant sibling, or assert itself in a moment of boldness. These lessons in hierarchy and diplomacy are essential for harmony within the group. Sometimes a game goes too far, a playful swat lands too hard, and an adult intervenes with a gentle but firm correction. In that instant, the cub learns the boundaries of acceptable behaviour, a lesson that will echo throughout its life. These social rehearsals knit the pride together, forging bonds of trust and cooperation that are vital for survival in the wild. As the cubs grow, their games take on a new seriousness. They begin to stalk each other through the whispering grass, every movement a shadow of the hunts to come. With bodies pressed low, they creep forward, learning the art of silence and patience, the thrill of the chase building in their eyes. Sometimes they join forces, launching coordinated ambushes on their unsuspecting mother or siblings. In these moments they discover the power of teamwork, the importance of timing, and the value of strategy. Of course, not every attempt is a success. A cub may trip over its own paws or miss its target entirely, tumbling headlong into the grass. In fact, the odds are stacked against them. Most of their early hunts end in failure, with only a small fraction resulting in a successful catch. Yet it is in these failures that the greatest lessons are learned. Each missed pounce, each misjudged leap, teaches the cubs to calculate distance, judge speed, and control their strength. In the school of the savannah, every game is a step toward mastery. Every day, a new chapter in the story of survival. Section 7. A realm of rivals, conflict and competition for dominance. In the intricate food web of the savannah, the lion's reign at the top is anything but uncontested. Every day, the golden grasslands become a stage for a relentless struggle, where power is measured not just in strength, but in cunning, unity, and the will to survive. The lion's dominance is a fragile crown, constantly threatened by the formidable prey it hunts and by other predators who prowl the same territory. Each encounter is a test of patience, of strategy, and of nerve. Among the most perilous adversaries is the African buffalo. Massive, unpredictable, and fiercely protective, the buffalo is a living fortress, its horns a deadly warning to any who dare approach. For a pride of lions, hunting buffalo is the ultimate trial. It demands absolute coordination, each lioness moving in silent synchrony, their bodies low, eyes fixed, muscles tensed for the explosive charge. The risk is immense. A single misstep, a moment's hesitation, can mean a shattered bone or a fatal wound from a buffalo's horns. The air crackles with tension as predator and prey lock eyes, each aware that only one may walk away unscathed. The lionesses fan out, circling the herd, communicating with subtle glances and flicks of their tails. Their teamwork is a silent language, honed by generations of survival. Their goal is to isolate the vulnerable, a calf, an elder, or the sick. With calculated precision, they drive their target away from the wall of horns into the open where the pride's power can be unleashed. But the buffalo are not passive victims. In a heartbeat, the herd forms a living barricade. Horns outward, bodies pressed together. The ground trembles with their defiance, and the lions must weigh the cost of pressing their attack. When the hunt erupts, it is chaos. Dust swirling, bodies colliding, roars and bellows echoing across the plains. Some lions dart in to distract, risking injury, while others leap for the throat, seeking to end the struggle in a single decisive moment. Even with flawless execution, success is never guaranteed. Many hunts end in retreat, the lions limping away, battered and blooded. A stark reminder that dominance in the savannah is always earned, never given. Yet, even victory brings new challenges. As the pride gathers around their hard-won meal, the scent of blood drifts on the wind, a silent summons to every rival in the region. The first to answer are often the hyenas, cunning, relentless, and unafraid to test the lion's resolve. Their eerie calls pierce the dusk, signalling the start of a new battle. Lions and hyenas are ancient adversaries, their rivalry etched into the very fabric of the savannah. With diets that overlap by nearly 60%, every carcass becomes a battleground. After the exhausting ordeal of the hunt, the lions are at their weakest. Their sides heave, their eyes wary as they brace for the next onslaught. Hyena clans, sometimes numbering over 20, approach with confidence. Their stamina is legendary, and they know that time is on their side. In relentless waves, the hyenas harass the pride, darting in to snap at flanks, testing the lion's patience and strength. The lions snarl and lash out, but fatigue weighs heavy on their limbs. A single male lion can scatter the intruders with a thunderous charge, his mane bristling, his roar shaking the air. But when only lionesses stand guard, the odds shift, and the hyenas press their advantage, sometimes overwhelming the pride and seizing the prize. To survive this constant turmoil, the predators of the savannah have adapted, each carving out a unique role in the ecosystem. This delicate balance, known as niche partitioning, is the key to coexistence. Through subtle separation by prey, by habitat, by hunting style, the great cats and their rivals reduce direct conflict, allowing the intricate web of life to endure. While lions command the open plains, leopards slip through the shadows of dense bush and riverine forest. their solitary hunts focused on smaller, elusive prey. Cheetahs, the swiftest of all, rely on speed and open space, chasing down gazelles in breathtaking bursts that leave even the wind behind. In this realm of rivals, every day is a contest, every meal a victory. Through conflict and competition, the lions and their fellow predators shape the destiny of the savannah. Their struggles echoing across the endless grasslands, a testament to the fierce beauty of survival. Section 8. The Unseen Enemy. A Changing Climate's Toll. Across the vast, sun-baked plains, a silent adversary creeps in, one that cannot be seen or heard, but whose presence is felt in every withered blade of grass and every breath of scorching wind. The ancient threats of hunger and rival predators are now overshadowed by a force that seeps into every corner of the savannah. The relentless march of climate change. The African savannah, once a tapestry of golden grass and scattered shade, is being transformed. The very air shimmers with heat, and the ground, once alive with the pulse of migrating herds, now lies cracked and brittle beneath the relentless sun. The sky, once promising rain and renewal, now offers only fleeting clouds that vanish before a single drop can fall. The dry seasons stretch on, each one longer and more unforgiving than the last, as if the land itself is holding its breath. Rivers that once carved lifelines through the wilderness have faded to memory, leaving only winding scars of dust. Waterholes shrink to muddy puddles, drawing desperate animals from miles around, each one hoping for relief. The grass, once lush and abundant, now grows in sparse, brittle tufts. Wildebeest and zebra, their ribs showing through thinning hides, graze listlessly, searching for nourishment in a land that offers little. Driven by hunger, the great herds abandon their ancestral grazing grounds, wandering farther and farther in search of food. Their paths become unpredictable, their migrations desperate and erratic as they chase the faint promise of green. For the lions, rulers of this harsh domain, the shifting patterns of prey bring uncertainty and peril. Prides gather beneath the meagre shade, their golden coats dulled by dust, eyes fixed on the horizon, waiting for a sign of movement in the shimmering heat. But the plains are empty. The familiar trails of antelope and buffalo have vanished, leaving only silence and the distant cry of a lone bird. The pride faces a cruel dilemma: remain within the safety of their territory and risk starvation, or venture into the unknown, following the faint tracks of migrating herds across unfamiliar, perilous ground. Some lions, driven by hunger, cross invisible boundaries, venturing into new territories where the rules of survival are rewritten with every step. The world beyond is fraught with danger, strange scents, unfamiliar rivals, and the ever-present threat of injury or death. The sun, once a source of life, now becomes an enemy. Lions pant beneath its glare, their tongues lolling, seeking refuge in the scant shade of a solitary tree. The heat presses down, sapping strength and will. Exhausted, they rest through the blistering days, their bodies conserving every ounce of energy. The shimmering haze blurs the world, turning the familiar into the strange. Only in the cool embrace of dawn and dusk do the lions stir, moving like shadows across the land. Their hunts are swift and urgent, for the window of opportunity is brief before the heat returns. Around the last remaining waterholes, life converges in uneasy truce. Prey and predator alike are drawn by thirst, their instincts warring with necessity as they drink side by side, ever watchful, ever tense. Here the competition is fierce. Hyenas and other predators gather, their eyes glinting with hunger and suspicion. Every drink is a risk, every moment a test of nerve and strength. Disease, too, finds opportunity in these crowded gatherings, spreading silently among the weakened. The lion's greatest strength, their finely tuned instincts and ancient strategies, now becomes their greatest vulnerability. The world they knew is changing faster than they can adapt, and uncertainty shadows every step. The seasons, once a reliable rhythm, now shift unpredictably. Storms come and go without warning, and the promise of rain is as fleeting as a mirage. The future of the lion is now a journey through uncertainty, a test of resilience in a world growing ever hotter, ever drier, ever more unforgiving. Yet as the sun sets and the savannah glows with the last light of day, the lions endure. Their story is one of struggle and survival, of ancient power tested by a new and relentless foe. In the heart of the burning savannah, the king's battle continues, undaunted but forever changed. Section 9, The Shrinking Kingdom, navigating human expansion as seen through the eyes of the lion. The lion, once the undisputed ruler of endless grasslands, now finds its world subtly but relentlessly transformed. The familiar scent of acacia and wild prey is tinged with new foreign odours. The horizon, once a seamless stretch of golden grass, is now interrupted by strange shapes and boundaries that did not exist in the memories of the elders. Each day the lion's patrol reveals new obstacles. Where there was once open land for the pride to roam, there are now invisible lines, barriers that split the territory, forcing the lions to navigate a patchwork of shrinking wilderness. The lion's world is carved by fences and roads slicing through the heart of the savannah. The ancient trails of ancestors are blocked, and the pride must learn new paths, weaving through narrow corridors of wildness, always alert for the next safe passage. The pride gathers in ever smaller patches of wilderness, their roars echoing across fragmented lands. The elders remember when the hunt could stretch for miles, but now the young must learn to survive in pockets of grassland, isolated from the great herds that once sustained them. The lion's senses are sharpened by necessity. Every movement is calculated, every shadow watched. The boundaries of their world are no longer defined by rivers or trees, but by invisible threats that press ever closer. Hunger drives the pride to the edges of their shrinking domain. The search for prey leads them across unfamiliar ground, where the grass is trampled and the air carries the scent of something unnatural. The lion's instincts war with caution as the world they knew becomes a maze of uncertainty. A lone lion, separated from the pride, stalks the borderlands. The hunt is no longer a test of strength and cunning alone, but a desperate gamble. The easy prey is tempting, but every meal comes with risk, and the cost of a mistake is higher than ever. The savannah itself has become treacherous. The lion's keen nose detects the faint metallic tang of danger, snares hidden in the grass, the bitter scent of poison left behind. The pride learns to avoid certain places, but the lessons are hard and sometimes come too late. When a pride member falls, the loss ripples through the group. The poisoned carcass, once a promise of food, becomes a silent threat. The survivors move on, wary and diminished, the memory of loss etched into every step. The lion's numbers dwindle. Each season, fewer roars greet the dawn. The young grow up in a world where the stories of vast, unbroken kingdoms are just echoes, fading with each passing year. The emptiness of the savannah is a silent testament to what has been lost. The lion, once a symbol of abundance and power, now moves through a landscape haunted by absence. A solitary lion stands atop a rise, surveying the land. The wind carries the sense of distant herds, but also the memory of vanished prides. The lion's gaze is steady, but the future is uncertain. The lion's range, once vast and unbroken, is now a patchwork of isolated territories. The great migrations are gone, replaced by solitary journeys across empty grasslands. The lion's struggle is no longer just with rival predators or the challenges of the hunt. It is a daily battle to find space, to find food, to find safety in a world that grows smaller with every sunrise. Yet, as the sun rises over the savannah, hope endures. The lion cubs play in the morning light, unaware of the boundaries that hem them in. Their spirit is undiminished, their will to survive as fierce as ever. The pride adapts, learning new ways to move, to hunt, to live. The bonds between lions grow stronger in adversity, each member relying on the others as they navigate the shifting landscape. In the cool darkness, the lions rest together, sharing warmth and strength. The night is filled with the sounds of the wild, a reminder that, even in a changing world, the heart of the savannah still beats. The lion's journey is not over. Each day brings new challenges, but also new opportunities. The pride's resilience is a testament to the enduring power of nature, even as the world around them changes. Where grasslands are restored and wild corridors open, the lion's world expands once more. The pride moves with renewed purpose, reclaiming old trails and forging new ones. In these moments, the lion's kingdom feels whole again. The cubs leap and tumble, the elders watch with pride, and the savannah echoes with the promise of survival, a future shaped by the courage and adaptability of the lion itself. Dawn breaks over the savannah, painting the grasslands in hues of gold. As the first light touches the earth, the lion pride stirs from their nighttime rest. The cool air is thick with the calls of distant birds and the rustle of antelope herds beginning their day. The lions rise slowly, stretching muscles honed by a life of constant motion. The pride moves as one, weaving through the dew-laden grass. Cubs tumble playfully in the shadows of their elders, while the lionesses scan the horizon, ever alert for opportunity or threat. Each member of the pride knows their role. The lionesses, skilled hunters, lead the way, their eyes sharp for signs of prey, zebra, wildebeest or gazelle grazing nearby, unaware of the silent watchers. Hunting is a lesson in patience and teamwork. The pride fans out, using the tall grass and shifting wind to mask their approach. Movement is slow, calculated, every paw placed with care. When the moment comes, the pride explodes into action. The chase is swift, a blur of speed and power, ending with a hard-earned meal shared beneath the acacia trees. As the heat of midday settles over the land, the lions retreat to the shade. Here in the dappled light they rest. Cubs doze between the paws of their mothers, while older lions groom each other, reinforcing the bonds that hold the pride together. Around them, the savannah pulses with life. Elephants pass in the distance, their low rumbles vibrating through the earth. A herd of buffalo grazes nearby, always wary, watching the lions with cautious eyes. Throughout the afternoon, the lions remain vigilant. Vultures circle overhead, and the distant laughter of hyenas signals the presence of rival predators. The lions watch, listen, and learn, their lives entwined with every creature that shares their world. As the sun dips low, the pride grows restless. The cool air signals another chance to hunt, another opportunity to test their skills against the wild. The lions rise, muscles coiled, and set out once more into the growing dusk. Night falls, and the savannah transforms. The pride gathers, bellies full, beneath a sky studded with stars. Their roars echo across the plains, a declaration of presence, a reminder that they are still here, still part of the ancient rhythm of the wild. In this vast and changing world, the daily life of the lion is a testament to adaptation, resilience, and the enduring spirit of the savannah. Beneath the moon's pale glow, the lionesses slip silently through the grasslands. Their golden coats blend with the shadows, each movement calculated, each breath controlled. For the lionesses, hunting is not just a test of strength, it is a delicate dance of timing, instinct, and silent communication. Tonight the prey is wary. A herd of wildebeest grazes in the open, their ears flicking at every whisper of wind. The lionesses fan out, their eyes locked on one another, reading the smallest cues, a twitch of a tail, a subtle nod. The lead lioness signals and the others freeze, lowering their bodies even closer to the earth. Every step must be perfect. A single misstep, a snapped twig, and the hunt is lost. The lionesses move with unmatched coordination, circling the herd, pushing their quarry toward a hidden ambush. The tension grows, muscles tightening, eyes never leaving their target. Suddenly, a calf strays from the group. In a heartbeat, the lionesses surge forward, a blur of power and precision. Dust swirls as hooves thunder across the plain. The lionesses work as one, cutting off escape routes, channeling the panic of the herd. It is a contest of endurance and strategy, not just brute force. The chase is brutal, and the risks are real. A mistimed leap can mean injury. Sharp hooves and horns are unforgiving. For the lionesses, every hunt carries the weight of the pride's survival. Hunger makes them bold, but caution tempers every move. When the kill is made, there is no celebration, only relief. The lionesses drag their prize to cover, panting, sides heaving. They eat quickly, always alert to the presence of rival predators lurking in the darkness. Hyenas and leopards wait for any sign of weakness, ready to steal the hard-won meal. In these moments, the true challenge of the hunt is revealed, not just in the chase, but in the perseverance and unity of the lionesses. Their success feeds the pride, their failures weigh heavy. It is a cycle as old as the savannah itself, a story of strength, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of survival under the endless African sky. As dawn breaks over the savannah, silent rituals unfold beneath the waking sky. For lions, the vast grasslands are not just a hunting ground, they are a kingdom defined by invisible boundaries. The pride's territory is carved out not with fences, but with scent. Lions move purposefully along the edges of their domain. With deliberate steps, the dominant males pause to rub their faces and bodies against trees and low-hanging branches, leaving behind a potent cocktail of pheromones. Urine is sprayed onto bushes, rocks, and tufts of grass, each mark a warning, each scent a declaration: this land is claimed. These invisible signposts do more than ward off rivals. They carry vital information, identity, strength, even the health of the pride. For passing lions, one whiff tells the story: who rules here, how many walk these plains, and when they last patrolled. Defending territory is a daily duty. The deep roars of males echo across the landscape, a sonic barrier that can carry for miles. It is both a challenge and a deterrent, a message to outsiders that strength lies within. When intruders cross the invisible line, the response is swift. Patrols become pursuits, and sometimes fierce battles erupt. For lionesses, the borders mean safety for their cubs and access to crucial hunting grounds. Their vigilance is constant. Every scent on the wind is assessed, every distant roar catalogued. In this world, survival is as much about communication as confrontation. Scent marking binds the pride to their land, shaping the rhythm of their lives. It is a silent language, spoken day after day, ensuring that the legacy of the pride endures, etched into the very heart of the wild. As the sun climbs higher, the grasslands pulse with life and rivalry. For lions, mastery of their domain is never uncontested. The shadows hold other predators, each with their own claim to survival. Hyenas, cunning and relentless, prowl the periphery of the pride's territory. Their eerie laughs carry through the night, a taunt and a warning. These skilled scavengers are more than mere opportunists. They are formidable foes, capable of outnumbering and outmaneuvering even the mightiest lions. When a fresh kill draws both pride and clan, tension crackles in the air. Lionesses lower their heads, muscles taut, as hyenas circle and probe, searching for weakness. Sometimes a standoff erupts into chaos, snarls, lunges, and a flurry of dust. Victory is never certain. A pride may defend its feast, but at times sheer numbers tip the balance, forcing lions to retreat, leaving behind hard-won prey. Elsewhere, the stealthy leopard slinks through the underbrush, a solitary hunter. Where lions rule in numbers and noise, leopards thrive in silence and secrecy. Their paths cross rarely, but when they do, the encounter is swift and decisive. A lion's presence means danger, driving leopards to retreat into the trees, their kills hoisted high, safe from hungry mouths below. These encounters are not just battles for food. They are contests of intelligence, patience, and nerve. Each predator shapes the strategies of the others, forcing adaptation with every meeting. The grasslands are not ruled by one alone, but by a shifting balance of power, where respect is earned and survival is shared in uneasy truce. In this intricate web of rivalry, the lion's strength is tested not just by the hunt, but by the ever-present challenge of those who stalk the same wild heartland. Each encounter a reminder that in the kingdom of predators, no crown is worn without contest. As the seasons shift, the grasslands transform. Rain clouds become a distant memory, and the earth hardens beneath the relentless sun. Drought settles over the savannah like an invisible shroud, touching every creature, none more so than the lions. Waterholes, once bustling with life, shrink to muddy remnants. Each day the pride must journey farther, braving the heat and exhaustion in search of precious water. The cubs, their paws raw and bodies weary, struggle to keep pace. Every step is a test of endurance. Hunger grows sharper as prey animals scatter, seeking their own refuge from the thirst. Herds migrate to distant greener lands, leaving behind only the hardiest or weakest, those too slow to escape. The lioness's hunts become desperate chases, each attempt more vital than the last. Competition intensifies around the dwindling water sources. Lions share uneasy truces with elephants, buffalo, and even their rivals, the hyenas. The boundaries between friend and foe blur as thirst drives all to the same shrinking pools. Here aggression simmers just beneath the surface, every movement watched, every opportunity weighed. For the pride, survival becomes a matter of adaptation. The lions rest under the scant shade, conserving energy, moving under the cover of night when the air cools. Their roars carry farther in the dry air, a warning and a call, claiming what little remains. Drought tests not only the lion's strength, but their resilience, their unity. Some will not endure, but those who do emerge leaner, sharper, hardened by the harsh rhythm of scarcity. When the rains finally return, the pride will greet them with a survivor's gratitude, the memory of thirst forever etched into their story. In the wild, every drop of water is a victory, every day survived a testament to the lion's unyielding spirit. In the ever-shifting tapestry of the savannah, change is inevitable, even for the pride. Sometimes survival demands more than strength or strategy. It calls for acceptance. When a new lion approaches, tension crackles through the grass. It may be a wandering male, seeking to claim leadership, or a displaced female, drawn by the promise of safety and kinship. For the pride, the arrival of an outsider is both a risk and a possibility. The air grows thick with anticipation as the newcomer is met with wary eyes and low, rumbling growls. The pride's hierarchy is fragile, hard-won through battles and alliances. Each member stands their ground, testing the resolve of the intruder. For males, the challenge can erupt into violence, claws unsheathed, manes bristling, roars splitting the silence. The outcome will decide the fate of cubs, the future of the pride. But sometimes acceptance is quieter. A lioness, driven by drought or loss, approaches with cautious humility. She lowers her head, tail tucked, signalling her submission. The pride matriarch circles, sniffing the air, weighing the stranger's scent, friend, foe, or family. The cubs watch with wide eyes, sensing the tension, learning the unspoken rules of belonging. If the newcomer is accepted, the transformation is gradual. She shares in the hunt, finds her place in the shade, and joins the chorus of nighttime roars. Bonds are forged over shared meals and mutual grooming, trust built with every sunrise. For the pride, new blood brings fresh strength, new tactics, and the promise of survival in a world that never stops changing. In these moments, the pride is more than a collection of lions. It is a living legacy, shaped by those who come and those who remain. Through acceptance and adaptation, the spirit of the savannah endures, carried forward by those willing to welcome change. In the heart of the pride, not all strength is measured by muscle or ferocity. Among the tawny bodies stretched in the shade, the elders move with a quiet authority, scars etched across their faces, eyes deep with memory. These old lions, often overlooked amid the thunder of hunts and clashes, are the keepers of wisdom. It is the elders who remember the safe passages to water when the rivers run low, who know the silent signals that warn of lurking danger. Their presence is a living archive, each movement a lesson in survival. Young cubs, rambunctious and wide-eyed, watch the elders with a blend of curiosity and reverence. The old lions tolerate their antics, sometimes offering a gentle swipe or a patient nuzzle, teaching boundaries, patience and respect in ways words never could. When the pride stalks through golden grasses, it is often the elders who set the pace, their gait unhurried but purposeful. They guide the young in the art of the hunt, not with brute force, but with strategy honed over seasons. A flick of the tail, a low grunt, a pause in the shadows, these are the subtle cues passed from old to young, ensuring that knowledge does not fade with age. Even in rest, the elders serve as sentinels. Their watchful eyes scan the horizon, ears twitching at distant sounds. At dusk, as the savannah cools and the pride gathers, the elders take their place at the centre, offering warmth, security, and silent stories. The cubs nestle close, lulled by the steady rhythm of ancestral hearts. Through every lesson, the elders shape the pride's future. Their guidance fosters resilience, their patience instills unity. In a world where danger is never far and change is ever present, the wisdom of the old lions is a gift, one that ensures the pride's legacy endures, carried forward by each new generation. As the sun slips beneath the horizon, the savannah transforms. Shadows lengthen, and a cool hush falls over the land. For the pride, night is not an end but a beginning, a time when their true mastery is revealed. Lions are creatures of the dark, their senses finely tuned for the world after sundown. While other animals seek shelter, the pride awakens. Eyes, specially adapted to gather even the faintest glimmers of moonlight, shine like molten gold in the gloom. Their vision, 6 times more sensitive than a human's, allows them to see the subtle movements of prey hidden in the tall grass. Ears swivel independently, capturing the softest rustle or distant hoofbeat. The air is cooler, scents more distinct. Each inhalation brings news of the night, the musk of a wildebeest herd, the faint trace of a rival pride, the warning musk of a prowling hyena. The lions move with practiced silence, their padded paws muffling every step. Communication shifts from sight to sound, a low rumble, a soft chuff, a tail flick, all signals in the darkness, guiding the group as they fan out across the land. Hunting strategies change too. In the cover of darkness, the pride's cooperation becomes its greatest weapon. Lionesses fan into formation, using the night as camouflage. They edge closer to unsuspecting prey, timing their approach to the rhythm of the wind and the cover of clouds. The final charge is swift and silent, a testament to generations of nocturnal adaptation. But the night is not without danger. Roars echo across the plains, marking territory and warning rivals. The pride must remain vigilant, for the darkness also emboldens other predators. Yet in this realm of moon and shadow, the lions reign supreme. As dawn approaches, the pride regroups, bellies full, spirits high. They settle beneath acacia trees, their eyes heavy with the memories of another night survived and conquered. In the world of the lions, the night belongs to them, a kingdom ruled by senses, sharpened by evolution, and a bond forged in the darkness. The savannah sleeps, but for the pride, the night is their domain, their legacy written in the silent language of the stars.